The Spiral, Chapter 5. The Goran. Gora's nigger aside to someone was heard in the echoes of the labyrinth. It shut everyone out. Then a chant arose, picking its way from the center to the fringes. The Goran! The Goran! The Goran! Chanted they as Gora signaled to someone to release the fumes. As the fumes were carried along by the invisible airstream across the labyrinth, he spoke of the scheme to wipe out the enemies. In unison, the rings of people nodded at each pause to give assent to what was spoken, and the mist thickened. Suddenly, a scream of fear pierced the hearts of those there. At that, a tangible fear grew. The fumes grew thicker. The innermost ring shrank away from the center. Someone was chosen. Mesmerized by the sight, they could only retreat to make a small space for the chosen. Her protruded veins formed a mess of tangled vines all over her skin, and she lay on the ground with blood oozing from where they burst. He was still young. This time there was blood. They had seen often the end of the chosen ones. Some would lose their minds or become unbearable in their behavior to others. Some develop foul mouths with the stigma on their bodies in the form of boils, unusual growths, or experience a mysterious pain that came and went. Some crawled, and still others would drool and play with their spittle. However, this time it was sudden and swift, and there was blood. Gora fell to his face with a look of terror. All the others knelt down and kept their faces looking at the ground. None stirred to help the lady. Not even a whisper could be heard. Then he got up and spoke in a hollow, gruff voice. They knew the Goran had overtaken Gora. On the big base of a stalagmite, the Goran declared the night of the seemingly defeat of the wolves was just to test the defenses. He would lead them to victory. They would become rich. Others outside would be enticed to join in. Then Gora's voice returned. Despite his swagger, he failed to hide the trembling in his voice. When a thick swirl of mist enclosed Gora, he gagged and almost fainted. With an effort, he took out a wooden puppet. All noticed it bore a great resemblance to the giant with curved tusks and 3 arms. He took out another, but this time with 4 arms. Then a third dainty one with only a small curved tusk and 5 arms emerged. This was the Goran in different forms. With this, we are going to invade the family through the hearts of children. Tomorrow night is the time to cast spells over these toys. Can you see children playing with this? Can you hear their voices calling them by name? He continued his speech in the gathering gloom. All clapped, though some sounded hesitant in their clapping. Gora glared, and the clapping became vigorous. The sound was accompanied by great cheering as a hollow, gruff voice threatened to invade them. With a sneer, Gora turned to leave as he beckoned to 2 men. With the 2 men supporting him, he walked like a drunken man to the cave of fairies. He noticed Akira and indicated to her that she should follow him, but she signed that she was nauseous. When he raised his hand to hit her, Luta screamed. By then, others were pushing and shoving to get out as well. The two men hurried him on. There was a lot of milling around by those who wanted to leave, but they had to wait for Gora to move first. A few pushed Akira towards Gora. She fell and made a retching sound. The earth trembled beneath, and all were hastily making their way towards the exit points. Luta had helped Akira up and let the others block Gora's glare. The two men ushered Gora towards a hole that led to another cavern.